Hey everybody. I know lighting's a little weird in here, but you know what? It is what it is. Let's catch up a little bit. Let's find out what's been going on. Let's talk about some things out there in the world that you'd want to talk about. Those type of things are on my mind tonight. Making sure that it actually went live proper because it doesn't appear to have shown up on my feed proper. So let's see if we can get that to work here, making sure that things are working properly. That is yeah. There we go. There we go. All right. So yeah, lots of things to talk about. Lots of things going on, and not a ton of time to have been set aside to catch up with you guys about those things. So hopefully you're doing well out there. Hopefully things are going good for you and your family. So for us, it's been a little crazy. Crazy stuff been going on. It is not anything bad or anything like that. Just crazy stuff. Starting a business, different changes in my day job, different things going on with the family, things of that nature that have sort of like, I don't say pulled me away from YouTube, but you know what, life and family and stuff happens. So that's how it's going to work. So with that, for the most part, it's all been good, and thought I would just use it as a chance to catch up with you guys. Let's do a few conversational things about some movies or things that we've been working about. Give everybody an update on some stuff as well, because I think there'll be some kind of fun stuff coming down the pike here relatively soon, and I'm kind of excited about that as well. I never know how things will go, but hey, you know what I mean. You kind of want to try to roll with the punches the best you can, and hope that at the end of the day, kind of get you where you want to go. So I think the biggest thing there would be the fact that I went back into doing some retail sales, kind of selling my stuff out there. So but with that, let me say hey to everybody. As you guys, some of you guys are popping in there. Say hey to Tim. Tim, brother, hope you're doing well. Great to see you popping in here. Angry Canadian, my brother. So excited to see you out there. And AC, I did talk to my son. We are confirmed to go on, I believe, November 1st. So hopefully we'll be able to be a little face-to-face. The old AC will be in the U.S., and we'd be more than happy to make that trip. So great to see him out there. So Enemy Night out there, man, throwing it down, man. Member for 19 months. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much for all you've done. Keep up the amazing work, Pops. And again, thank you for everything. I appreciate all you do, and keeping up. So keep rocking. Listen, brother, thank you so much. I listen to a lot of your streams and stuff. I usually don't catch them live. I catch them while I'm driving, especially if I have one of my 2 to 3 hour tracks. Man, I'll just hit you in there, 1.5 speed. Just enjoy the chill atmosphere of watching someone like Anime and doing the gaming streams. AC does it as well. Listen to his stuff as well. I love to catch that kind of stuff. So folks, you guys keep doing your thing, man. You guys just keep doing your thing. Claude popping in. Maybe I hope you're doing well, brother. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, AC. That was Jake's response too. So, oh man, that sounds cool. Like he was like kind of like you could feel the elevated enthusiasm when I brought that up. So that's pretty cool. So but yeah, got a retail space, been selling some cards, comics, toys. And I will tell you, my first little clip, if you want to, we'll clip this out maybe, is I was so wrong about Funkos that if you go back in my channel, early video, 2019 video, I was like, well, Funkos are officially dead. They were in Walmarts. They were scaling into all sorts of weird, obscure things. That's just like 6 years ago. And admittedly, Funkos have kind of been all over the place. You see all sorts of different positives and negatives. You see people on YouTube doing videos about this, the end of Funkos are blah, blah, blah. I can just tell you that I've had way more interest and way more sales in Funkos and Legos, which is not really a surprise, but Funkos than comic books and cards and stuff like that. So I'm sort of like in a weird place where I feel like for the normies and for the world, it is probably winding down. And I'm going to kind of have like my one last stab to get rid of them. I think a lot of them are kind of like the generic ones. It have to be cheap. And some of the exclusive ones will kind of hold a little bit of value or sentimental. I'm just interested to see if like 20, because there's a 20-year rule, right? People get into things again 20 years later. So it's like right now, it's like AC, like my son, they're now in their 20s or early 30s. They really have some expendable income now, and they're really interested in things that was a big deal when they were a kid. I'm interested to see if Funko sort of like wane a bit and then come back, or if they learn the market and they kind of hit the market proper and make adjustments. So I don't know what to think there. I can tell you what, I got rid of one of my Mr. Rogers Funkos and it lasted like a day. I was like, whoa, that was not what I expected. I was shocked at how low the comps, the retail market price is right now. So I don't know. So, but hey, I was happy to do it. Really cool. And interested to see how that will go. Funkos are not something I'm not investing in. I made like one little acquisition, like it was just a few, and they're sort of out there. And this is sort of like my last sort of with Funkos. Legos are an expensive endeavor to invest in. So I have some. It's a lot more of like inexpensive one. It's like a big gap. It's like this inexpensive, get them anywhere kind of Legos that I have. And then there's like more expensive ones, which probably aren't going to move for this sort of market that I'm selling at. But we'll kind of see how that goes. But cheap comics move. The market just seems very strange, man. It just really, really does. So Cannoli hopping in. Cannoli, man, thank you, brother. 16 months of membership. God bless you. God bless you, Cannoli. God bless you, the missus, everyone out there. Little Cannoli, Sassy. My best to all of you. And I didn't say it earlier. If any of you want to join me, feel free to give me a little thumbs up or something. Give me a little something to let me know you want to pop in here. Throw an emoji in if you're a member, those kinds of things. More than happy to throw you a link, let you kind of join in and just kind of hang out with me for a minute. So kind of tolerate my meandering of catch up, which is kind of where we're at right now. You got a lot of little things to do. So it's Snorty. Snorty's great, man. Snorty holding the door open. So hello, humans and you other critters. Hello to you, you wonderful polar bear. So yeah, AC, man, Legos. Oof, man, Legos are pricey. My wife sent me some new links to some stuff that was coming. It's a couple of things that were really cool to see. And it's like, wow, the starting price tag on this one's like $149 or $169. I'm like, that's a lot of money to put out there to make $20. You're so, whatever they're trying to do. I don't know how people make. The margins are just not there. I just don't see it. So, and I'm hearing a little static. You guys hearing static? Is my little things? Is it my? I don't know if I'm having a problem with my headphone thing, if it's the microphone. I don't know. If I hear a little static, if you guys hear static, let me know. So, but yeah, Funkos are still kind of a thing. I'm really, really still kind of reeling from like, how is that a thing? I will say Legos are next impossible to pick up unless you try to figure out something. So yeah, you can hear the static, huh? All right. Let me see if I can make an adjustment, make it better. It is so weird that it's doing that to us. It's got to be the microphone. I'm afraid if I fiddle with it too much, it'll knock it completely out. Oh, it went away. Hopefully you can still hear me. All right, it says we're good. So the static went away. So maybe I had the cord. I was putting pressure on the cord, which is putting pressure on the connection. So hopefully that's better. But anyway, that kind of takes me to WhatNot. I don't know if any of you are on WhatNot. I have recently kind of got into WhatNot, and we'll be definitely doing a little bit of that here soon. So we'll talk about that next. But let me say hello to Princess Leia Rose. Great to see you, lady. Keep it touch going for you. Love to catch up sometime. So hopefully you're doing well. But yeah, WhatNot is sort of like an eBay on steroids. It's like a live action, quick auction type site. You have sort of like multiples of categories. So for me, I will be focusing like taking the stuff that I'm into or that I'd be selling and then trying to focus it down to something very narrow for that particular show. So like, for instance, the first show I'll probably do will be Marvel cards, where I'll take like all my Marvel cards, pull out different inserts, different cards, put them together. They go up, and like these are auctions that go for 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Like here's this for $2, $3, $5. You're just trying to move some of the volume of things. So I will be trying to fire a little bit of that. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I haven't done it yet, and I will definitely be promoting all of you that saw these links through Twitter or through YouTube or whatever. No, I'll put the links out there so you guys can join me for the WhatNot thing. I think it does give you like a referral thing. If you're not a member, I can send you the link and you get like a $15 credit that WhatNot covers. Mine was like also free shipping, which was really a surprise because I bought like $100 of comics from somebody and got free shipping on the whole deal. So like, it was a huge thing for me. And it created some confusion with shipping because mine kept saying free. and everyone was talking about all the different prices for shipping. And some people are selling these big, heavy things. I'm like, why does my thing say free? I thought I was like, I did something wrong, but no, it works itself into the software. It's very interesting. It is a way to get stuff at a reasonable price, but there is sort of a FOMO experience. So if you have issues with your FOMO, stay off WhatNot because it can be bad. It can be bad for you. So I am burning up in here, guys. Man, oh man, I do talk hard, but usually for talk hard, I'm not on camera because we've been out working on the farm and stuff. So be able to hang out in here like that. So, oh man, what happened? Graham Greene died. Oh man, FKHC. Thank you for hopping in. Oh yeah, another celebrity death. That's kind of man, interesting. Have not heard this. So yeah, Canadian actor. Yeah, he's a lot of stuff. I mean, obviously you mentioned the one, obviously Green Mile he was in. I really liked him in Wind River, by the way. Wind River is probably one of my most underrated movies, maybe of all time. Like, who's heard of Wind River out there? I think you've seen it, right? Wind River is a great movie. Wind River is a Taylor Sheridan, written and directed by Taylor Sheridan, who you know from Yellowstone, Mayor of Kingstown, stuff like that. It's kind of like a dead body murder mystery with Jeremy Renner and Elizabeth Olsen. Yeah, so yeah, he was nice. He was 73. Yeah, he passed away. That's sad. He turned in a lot of good performances, and he's also one of those guys that just didn't get any real big recognition, did he? Just sort of like the kind of stinks. So, yeah, Wind River is fantastic. And Wind River is really fantastic. And it's one of those things too. Even though you kind of know, this is the thing about whodunit and mystery movies is when you kind of know what's going on, when you rewatch it, you still have a good time. That's the thing. That's when it becomes at least a 4 out of 5 for me. It's at least an 8. When I can rewatch it, even though I know how things are going to play out, I am still like engaged, loving it. And that's Wind River's in that category. But it's such an obscure film. A lot of people haven't heard of it. So I need to do another thing on Wind River. I mean, I definitely need to get it on Talk Hard for next year. I'm gonna write that down because that needs to be something we could get out in front of people more often. So when you need someone to play First Nation Native, yeah, he was one of them. There's been a few, and that's the good thing about some of these performers. It's at least out there for them to get roles because we're going through a phase where at least, I don't want things to be just because of their ethnicity or their background, but I also feel like it is a good opportunity for some folks. So hang on, I'm turning this fan on, guys. Sorry. Oh man, I'm so sorry, but it's hot, man. I'm burning up. So yeah, I don't know WhatNot. I don't know. Any of you guys say WhatNot? You guys do WhatNot? It is definitely a lot of FOMO. It'll be definitely like a lot of like bam, 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 bam type stuff. But I feel like even at like these Marvel cards, I'm looking at like if I could just get like between like $1 and $5 a piece and could just stack, let's say 100 out of 300 cards, it would just really help to free up some cash to use for something else, which is kind of where I'm at with certain things. I'm like, I like ready to liquidate certain things to move into something else, if that makes sense. Like I would rather take, 100 comics or 150 comics, make $100, take that $100 and then parlay that into, let me buy this $100 comic book that I want. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how I feel about certain things. Like I just moved into a trading card that I've been after for a long time, which I cannot reach, but it's a vintage Kareem Abdul-Jabbar card from my childhood. It's like graded an 8, a PSA 8. And I've been kind of wanting to let me just get that for you guys. You guys want to see that, don't you? Don't you want Cannoli? You want to see it, don't you? I know you do. Oh, I don't have an avatar? There he goes. Okay, I didn't have an avatar at first. I'm like, that's kind of crappy. So I was looking at comps on these vintage cards from my childhood because I've definitely been kind of feeling kind of nostalgic. Like I need to get into stuff because it happened with comics because my comics weren't moving. So I kind of went through my 2. I have now up to 3, like the precious boxes. They're not going anywhere. And kind of went through those. And I started with cards. Like, oh man, I really would like to have like the full sets of some of these cards. Like when I was like, this is what got me into cards. I realized I don't want to have to deal with all those binders and all those cards. I mean, hundreds of cards. These sets were massive back then, right? And I'm like, how about if I just got like my favorite 5 to 10 players? I'll have cards, don't get married to them. So if they kind of spike in price, just let them go, buy it again later. So that's how I ended up with this one because it comped so low. I drove the market down, I think. So I got this PSA. It's a 1978 Kareem Abdul-Jabbar card. And yeah, little 7, 8-year-old Pops was a collector of every single card at this time. I remember vividly Magic Johnson and Larry Bird coming into the league. I remember them playing against each other at the famous Michigan-Indiana State game. Michigan State, Indiana State. And then playing against each other in the NBA and then the finals. And Kareem, of course, the Skyhook. So, yeah, it's a PSA 8. Big jumps. These cards are really hard to find in good condition. If you would look really close at this card, there's like a little, it's stupendous. Centering is really, really good. So I think if it were a 9, it would be a little, maybe the centering is off, maybe 10%, but the centering might be, but you will have that clean edge. And then a 10's, all of that's just like into perfection. But 10s are thousands of dollars because they didn't make good cards back then. They didn't have technology for it. So, all right. I promised you guys a review. Let me catch up on a review. Any of you seen this movie or not? I kind of wanted your guys' thoughts. I kind of haven't seen this. It really talked about it anywhere. So let me see if I can share it. It's good enough. That's good enough. So this is called Life of Chuck. Now, the wife is into Tom Hiddleston. So if you're wondering why I'd even talk about it, let's blame the wife, right? Because she's into Tom Hiddleston. It's an interesting movie. It didn't get any traction. And it's sort of told of this guy, Chuck. And we have sort of like this weird way they handle the timeline out of order. And you're unpacking what's actually going on, who Chuck is. Hiddleston and his character is key to the story, but it really has to do with a lot of other characters and different roles and performances. Here's one of these weird things like, what is going on in this scene? What is the deal with the Chuck? I don't understand. So it takes such a long time to progress. Here's this spontaneous dance sequence that is a highlight of the movie. I think these are performers on set. It's all behind the scenes photos. Yeah, Mark Hamill has a role. It's lots of promotional photos. Can we just get back to the pictures from the movie, please? Goodness gracious me, these people stink. Hold on, let's take that down for a second. Let's see if we can get back to the. I can't stand that you try to share photos, but they have to have all these self-indulgent studio things in the mix. It is. It's just a very strange. It didn't connect, did it? Nope, didn't connect. And put it back. It's just an odd film. I don't think it's for the normies. I think that it should have come out during Oscar time because at least that's when audiences are more interested in something this odd. It's done by Mike Flanagan, who kind of on again, off again does good thing. Like he did Dr. Sleep, and there's a movie called Hush that he did. Oculus. All right. Basically, it's different acts, and they're sort of like out of order with you understanding what is happening. In the film itself is like it's a sweet film. It's an interesting, thought-provoking film. There's Mark Hamill's character. And Mark Hamill just gets to show up and be the grumpy, crotchety guy that he's kind of become. So he didn't really have to act or perform or do anything really out of stretching his legs or anything like that. So yeah, I don't know. Have kind of mixed feelings about it in a lot of ways. I liked it a lot, but I also am not quite sure how I feel about it. So, Mike, man, good folks out there. Matt, my friend, commented. How you doing, brother? Yeah, again, the door's open for anybody who wants to join in and hop in, just chit chat for a minute. You feel free, man. But I hope you're doing well, brother. You were actually upset on my mind the other day. I was thinking about you and wish I should have called you, but I didn't do that. So should have. But yeah, Mark Hamill's in it. cast is fine. Hiddleston is fine. There's just not a ton. This is like this coming of age piece of the story that kind of ties in later. It was about the mom teaching him to dance, and he had like ultimately grew up the confidence through this drama class and learn. So it's sort of like a fantasy story about life, appreciating life, enjoying all the moments of life, those kinds of things. And again, I think everything is fine. Look at this, Carl Lumbly. Oh, he's so good. He was good in this. There's the mom, Mia Sarah. Let's see. This is Karen Gillan has a small role as in this one sequence, and that sequence is the beginning of the movie, so it feels very odd because it has to do with sort of like everything is ending, so you feel like you're in sort of like a multiverse story at first, but it's one of these movies that I think I liked a lot, but I don't think I want to watch it again either. I feel very meh on it. Mrs. is going to want to watch it again. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit that button. Mrs. is going to want to watch it again. I can tell you, the performances are good enough that I'm more than happy to watch it again. My initial response is a strong 3 out of 5 stars. However, it feels like it's a better movie than that. I just feel like it I don't know that he should have told a nonlinear story and he should have done it in reverse, because I feel like they're trying to be smarter than they needed to be to tell a story. But I think The Life of Chuck is actually a solid enough film, but it'll be kind of forgotten by the time we get towards any sort of like Oscar recognitions and things like award type things like that. So, but it's a solid movie, and it sort of has some good performances and good moments and decent direction. It has all the elements to be an even better movie, but we'll see how it plays out. It's not, I don't think it's streaming anywhere yet. It took forever for it to land on any streaming, to be honest. We were going to go see it in the theater and then didn't catch it. And I was in trouble for that, because I could tell you, I was supposed to go to a screener and we didn't go because I'm not doing screeners very often. So anyway, that's my take on Life of Chuck. Like, it's sort of like better than I feel it is, but it's like one of those things where if I have to be honest, it's more like a 3 out of 5, but I feel like it should be a 4. But it didn't feel that way after my first viewing. So we'll see. That's kind of my initial. I just promised I would do some sort of initial review. And this is like a catch up on all sorts of like things I haven't gotten to, as I talked about before, all things going on. What do I do? How do I navigate this? And I have such a long to-do list. That kind of brings me to my other news update. I have another update. So starting tomorrow, which is I'm recording this. This is on Monday, the 1st. I'm recording on Tuesday with my daughter. Tay will be back in the house with me. She's going to record our Friday Popscast. We're going to bring her back. She's going to be my co-host for the Friday Popscast. Will be our first one back tomorrow. About 4 or 5 segments. You know how those go. 3 to 4 to 5 segments. We'll talk about different things. So happy to have her, encouraging her to do some podcasting. Like, she does a lot of stuff in the Facebook realm. And as many of us know, we're not really on Facebook for that kind of stuff anymore, but there is still a lot of people that are. So she reached out and we talked a little bit about what we could and couldn't do. And I gave her my ideas and, kind of like taking the two worlds, like your world and what you're interested in, my world of what we're here. I'm not going to just make stuff up, but yeah, we'll see. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that on Friday. That'll air then. We're going to record it tomorrow. And I get caught up a little bit tomorrow as well. You'll have busy day tomorrow for me. I have the drop will be Invasion USA. It appears as though YouTube and I are over our copyright claim issues, so we'll get that finalized. And Invasion USA, my first time watching Invasion USA, Chuck Norris, love. I watched it with Barron. We'll be talking about that. Of course, tomorrow's Talk Hard. It's always good. One of my favorite fun movies to turn on. Talk about brainless fun. Smokey and the Bandit. Oh man, Smokey and the Bandit. First time watch. I'm pretty sure for Squeaka. I know. I'm pretty sure it might be Firecaster too. So you don't want to miss that. Smokey and the Bandit love. So yeah, we're recording a Friday Popcast. Man, what a great day. It's not like a perfect day for me. I get to do that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think the other thing that's really been hard for me in the last few weeks, in addition to being so busy, is that I'm so meh on so many things. Like, let me just give you an idea of a couple of things, for instance. Ironheart was hated on, I'm assuming, by everybody. I didn't even watch most people's videos because it was so bad. It was about how bad is it? Like, it was like, look, I've read the comic books. I thought there's no way this character could be this bad, and I always kept reading more. I know that sounds crazy, but I always felt like they were like creating a character. She's this narcissistic, nutty teen who's like steals basically Iron Man tech. There's all this racism stuff in it, and she's like this entitled girl boss nonsense who behaves like an authoritarian. And you always feel like there's going to be another redemption, and you're going to knock her down or bring her. Like you feel after a while, I just gave up. Like, okay, she's terrible. And then to know they put her in the front of the line for this Ironheart show, I was like, okay, this is like a train wreck waiting to happen. Now, she was disgustingly annoying in the Wakanda Forever movie, which I did actually watch. One of the Marvel, I didn't watch most Marvel movies in this sort of era more than once anyway, but I remember that. I was like, oh, there's no way. It was worse than I even expected. It was just terrible. I think she murders at least, she's at least complicit with at least one case of manslaughter. She's constantly retarded. They also have so many ignorant things. So I just didn't do a video. I'm like, I just didn't. Does anybody wanted to hear me complain about how bad another show that's bad is? Like, I don't know. It was only 4 or 5 episodes, and I got to be honest, I kind of played them in the background while I was working because it was just so bad. It wasn't like I had to like dial in to watch and enjoy it. So another meh or subpar. And that's kind of how we've gotten to a place where just so much of that is just meh or subpar. And that's why I didn't do a video. Like maybe this is the title of the clip. Why I haven't been doing why certain things didn't get reviewed. And that's why it's like I feel like I'm just beating the dead horse. It's like Marvel sucks. It sucks really bad. And these people making this stuff are just so inept and writing about ineptitude and can't get out of their own way. It's just bad. What surprised me is how many other things were also mad. Like, for instance, I didn't do anything on Squid Game. Season 2 of Squid Game dropped. I kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit. I kind of wanted to hope that it would be okay. And then we get to this third part, and it was terrible. Like, this is awful. And it feels like they were moving in the right direction, and then spontaneously they had this pregnant woman is going to give birth to the baby, and then we're going to keep the baby in the game. And the show jumped, not a shark, the show jumped like multiple sharks. Like, I was like, what is happening? So the concept of the games and playing in the games and all that, it's just, I don't know, man. I just didn't want to do a video. I was like, I don't even know what to do. Like, I just didn't want to do anything about it. So that's why I just didn't do a video. I didn't know what to watch. Didn't just see, like, so many things are like that. And I get sort of like, I don't want to say decompressed. I feel the wind is out of my sails as fast as I get excited about something about it. So I don't know. Decepticons here. Brother, hope you're doing well, man. Great to see your name pop in. Awesome. DC cartoon movie on YouTube is what I watch. Oh, cool. Very cool. And selling comics on WhatNot. Not been watching too much stuff. You been selling comics, man? Oh, man. Yeah, hit me up. Let me know. Yeah, that's great to hear, man. Let me know your channel and what you're doing over on WhatNot if you're selling comics. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to go over WhatNot and doing stuff, selling some of my own stuff too. I really am enjoying it. I have a FOMO issue, so I have to be really kind of strategic on how I want to approach things. But I'm interested in trying to selling some of my stuff to kind of liquidate it down to have more cash to do other things. So, yeah, let me know, Decepticon. That'd be cool. I'd love to know your thoughts on it too. Advice you'd have for me because I am a total noob at it. I've actually just finished watching all sorts of different videos on like how to put all my items in. I've been trying to like steal from other people's ideas. So it's like, you know, one guy's like, oh, it's like this one thing. He puts like the quantity like 300 so he can just constantly do whatever. So I sell more Fame Limited books. Huh. Cool. Yeah, I feel like I don't have... See, that's my thing too. I really feel like the world's stacked against me. And one of the reasons why some of the stuff I haven't sold in my little storefront thing that I have is because I don't have all the fads. I'm not into the fad stuff. And I think the fad stuff is a trap. Like, it's all about buying crap that's popular like right now, but it's like forgotten about. It becomes like dollar bin stuff. And I don't even know where dollar bins are. I go to these shops and they're not even having dollar bins anymore. Like I was watching a YouTube video with a guy doing sports card. He went into a sports card shop, bought 25-cent cards to flip on WhatNot. And I'm like, what shop has 25-cent bins? I I put a bin out at 4 or 5 events for. I had them at 50 cents. Then I had them at 3 for $1. Then I had a 25. I barely sold any cards out of like, I don't know, 5,000 cards, and they're all sleeved because I'm OCD. I just kind of sleeve them and put them out there. So they weren't like $5 cards or anything like that, but there was cards in there. No one's. It just seems like they're all worried about the latest variant cover comic book or the latest rookie card. It's so much worse. It's like the 90s all over again. And Decepticon, you're old enough to know. So I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. I don't know. So yeah, let me go back around to what I was saying about why I hadn't done reviews. So yeah, Squid Game was another one where I was so let down by how it ended, and it's sort of like this take on humanity and what it means to be human and whatever. And I mean, I didn't hate the journey of the character as an arc, but in a lot of ways, I did hate it. I didn't like it either. So now I will admit I'll probably do a catch-up video on some stuff. I need to do another review video where I review like 7 or 8 of my reviews in one video, and then I kind of cut them up into clips because I've got 2 of those to put together. I have one, and then I have like the whole Adam Sandler summer thing we did, and I didn't do any video. I didn't record on that because I was having problems. So let's see. The stuff I get is like Orbit Bertha Slasher. That's a story John Carpenter, limited 200. Oh, wow. Okay, I got you. Okay, very, very limited stuff. Very limited stuff. Cool. Very cool. Yeah, man, that is super awesome. And if you can get to and get a nice margin on stuff like that, I've had good luck with that. Usually, I'm selling stuff like that to people I know. So I think last year, year before, I had a whole bunch of I had some Ninja Turtles and Godzillas that were like super rare, 500 copies or less, and flipped those to, everybody I knew that wanted one, and just went and bought, bought like 8 of them or whatever. It had 6 of them already pre-sold. So yeah, stuff like that I would do. And I shop for folk. I'm like, hey, listen, it's people that can't get out, what do you need? I'll go pick them up for you. It's no secret that some of you guys are those people that I do that for. And it's like, hey, listen, I need Conan 13. Can you grab one if you go to the store? I need, Space Ghost this, or I need Thundercats that, or whatever. Yeah, that's fine. If I go to the store, I'll write it down. I'll let you know. I'll text you, let you know if I can pick one up. So that's tricky. But yeah, I'm going to give WhatNots a go and see if that help move some of the random stuff and see. And again, like I said, I have this stuff in this space and it's not moving, or at least what's the time frame? Once you get out past a month, I'm like, I'm not priced out of bounds. I may have also just saturated the market for that. People who want those things, time to move it on, get ahead of the holidays, those things. So anyway, let's see, another movie review. Should we talk about something else? Let's see. There's not a lot of great movies. It's really been a rough year, and I don't really know exactly what. I'll just say that one of them that I was kind of surprised by, we went and saw, or I saw. Here, let me share this with you guys. So, Naked Gun was a tricky one for me because I actually liked Naked Gun. I love the original Police Squad. By the way, if you Google Police Squad full episode, TV episodes, it's like Vimeo. I think it still has it. One of them still has them. It must be a Russian bot that uploaded them or whatever. So, Decepticon King 945. Okay, writing that down. I'll find you. I'll hit you up. We'll get touch base. So I was very apprehensive about this movie. I heard it was solid enough, and then kind of watched it. I was like, oh, I'm having a pretty good time. Now, I'm actually shocked that so many things in the movie works, because the first movie is a classic, and then it kind of peters out for me. Like the second one, I just think, Robert Goulier is just not very good. It's just there's elements that just kind of peter out for me. However, I didn't dislike this one. I thought Nielsen was Liam Neeson was pretty good, and these gags work pretty well. Him as like a different version of Ed is he's just a character that gets forgotten. Like I just don't understand why we did that. Like it was just very strange. So that part was a little disappointing for me, and I didn't care for that. The story is fine. It's full of good moments. There's the O.J. Simpson gag that people have seen, where it's like no, but look, they've got all the he doesn't know how to drive. He's constantly getting a coffee handed to him type gags. These type of things work really. Constantly shooting people or doing inappropriate things like that. All that worked out well. And then of course Pamela Anderson is fantastic in this movie. She hit her stride of being serious enough but not taking she took it serious in the movie itself but not taking herself serious, so it was a perfect mix. She was really solid in this movie. Very impressed by that. Some of the lines were good. um, some of the gags were fine. It just feels like, oh, this was really good. So they ruined too much in the trailer, right? Because there's like someone watching them, she's cleaning an oven. It's like, what is she seeing? They shouldn't have ruined so much. So I didn't watch the whole trailer. I think it's just one of the tricks. If you know you're going to want to watch something, just don't even watch the trailer. Just know it exists and then go see it and watch the trailer. So for me, the Naked Gun movie was kind of a surprise, but not so good that I had to, oh my gosh, let me race out there and have a review done and catch up with everybody, talk to everybody, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I liked it, but I didn't like it so much. So it's like it's one of those Midland movies. Like, I mean, how great can it be? It's 2.5 out of 5. It's solid enough to see. It's not as good because the story's not as good. It just kind of meanders a little bit, and none of the other characters matter as much. This is where the Naked Gun was so good, because in the franchise you had the OJ character and you had the George Kennedy characters. You had these different characters that were so good it could play off Leslie Nielsen and kind of keep some of these gags moving through the whole film. And the villain was pretty good. Like, I feel like that was sort of like mediocre at best with the sort of story arc and how that kind of played out. With Danny Houston. Now, Danny Houston was fine, but you just kind of knew where everything was going. I don't know. It just seemed like the gags and stuff from the original Naked Gun films delivered a lot better. So it again, 2.5 out of 5. It was solid enough. It was a good attempt. But man, was I disappointed with the box office numbers. Box office has been a disaster. Like, it's last I checked, it was still under $100 million. That's criminal. I actually thought this would be kind of fun and be fun for everybody to go see. So, let me see. Decepticons, got to use information. Always see. Always sells. ASM. Okay, yeah. Anything, especially the original run, right? Spider-Man. I've sold almost out of all of my original Spider-Man stuff. Batman, most people do like the new stuff. Yeah, I don't like the new stuff. A lot of people who look for certain books like Ghost Rider, Moon Knight, and Pitt. Oh man, especially if the OG 90s. Yeah, I get you there. That's good to know. I appreciate that feedback. I thought about trying to go. There's a shop down in Tampa that has a ton of dollar comics and 5 and under comics, and it'd be a good chance to load up on Ghost Rider, Moon Knight, Pitt, old ASM, and Batman. But I didn't want to get stuck with them. So until I knew that WhatNot will work for me, I don't want to get stuck with them. So I got them for like between 50 cents and $1, depending on what kind of rate I could get out of buying like a long box full of them. I could feel like I could start them at $1 to $3 and feel like I'm going to be okay. And then I also, and this has been my thing all along, many of you have heard me say this over and again, I'm not interested in getting things that if I got stuck with, I'm going to hate my life. I'm not going to go out and buy a bunch of modern comics that I don't even want to read. I don't want to look at, I want to have my kids if something happens to me, I don't want them to be pawning through a bunch of just garbage of stuff they can't do anything with because it's just dog crap. At least with 90s Ghost Rider, Moon Knight, and Pitt, it's beautiful to look at if nothing else. I have a nice graded copy of Pitt #1. Beautiful. Love Pitt. Dale Keown, man. Whew. So, did you get her Beaver stuff? No, but there are some gags that are in line with that. So, yeah, if you love those gags, it doesn't deliver that. I mean, that's a classic. I mean, that's beyond the pale. Like, I don't even know what to say with that one because second and third movies can't even deliver. She just got to stuff. I just got to stuff. I mean, I don't know what to say. So, but by the way, if you haven't seen it, I did do my first watch review with Squeaka, where she talks about first time watching Naked Gun. So I'll add that in the description later on if you're watching this after the fact, folks. So pretty good stuff. So, but no, it's solid enough. It was okay. It wasn't great. It wasn't right up there, but really, to be honest, for me, 2 and 3 interchangeable enough. I just don't feel. I feel like it's sort of Naked Gun, but it's almost like copying Naked Gun. So they just didn't quite know how to pull off that Zucker and Abrams approach to everything. Like it's just not as fast and hard hitting, but they did do some right. So I think it's worthy of another chance if the studio would be willing to, play with lower margins. I don't know if they're going to make a profit on it or turn a profit on it or not to warrant that or not, but I think it's low budget enough that they could. So, but yeah, Decepticon, I wanted to ask you if you're still there. What about X-Men, 90s X-Men? Because I kind of wrote, because again, that'd be my other. I really don't know about Moon Knight as much as the others. Moon Knight and Pitt would be my 90s Ghost Rider for me. I love the first 25 to 28 issues of 90s Ghost Rider. Ask AC if he ever gets a chance to talk to AC. Ask him. I told him it's incredible. It's fantastic. Totally underrated. Anything with Miller, Daredevil, McFarlane. Anything with McFarlane. By the way, Hulk is incredibly overlooked. I don't know if I don't know what happened with the Hulk. The Hulk used to actually be this massive success thing for Marvel, the brand. Then the MCU came along, and it seemed like everybody got distracted by the shiny objects of the MCU. But reality is, most Iron Man and Captain America are just okay. They're not big sellers. A lot of them are like, they have a ton of like key issues of just random people. Like no one really cares. Like this, you know what I mean? I don't think, the first appearance of this character, there's so many that are thrown against the wall. But the Hulk was so solid. Peter David's run is really good. And McFarlane's art on that sequence is great. Dale Keown comes in. It's phenomenal. But no one talks about any of that kind of stuff anymore. So I don't know. So I was looking. So if I had to go down to this guy's shop, was looking for stuff, you're right. OG Amazing Spider-Man, McFarlane Spider-Man, 90s Ghost Rider would be cool. 90s era, not the 90s series only X-Men, but just the 90s era, any of that Uncanny, Claremont stuff, all that, of course. Anything that's got really cool covers and cool art to me is also worthy of a get for sure. So it's my thought process. So, but yeah, that was so Naked Gun was another one. Didn't do a review on, and I kind of wanted to throw my thoughts out there on that as well. So, but yeah, folks, I just thought I should try to catch up. Probably pull a couple clips out of this with you guys, and we'll go from there. So, yeah, cool covers seems to be a thing. I can always get $3 to $5 for something I can get for $1. I get them so they're very fine and near mint. It's got a cool cover on it, and it's not worth anything more than the $3 to $5 that someone wants because it's a cool cover. So, I get the Do You Poo series. Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I know that's crazy. Stuff I actually enjoy. I still love Conan. I think Conan's fantastic by Titan Comics, which has gotten me into some of the older Conan, which got me down the rabbit hole of that era of stuff with all that kind of art, those magazines, Savage Sword, which gets me down the rabbit hole of like Bernie Wrightson art and stuff like that, old school stuff like that. And still loving Transformers. It's going to be a great Daniel Warren Johnson's 2-year run on Transformers is sort of like the best things comic has had to offer. Like it's incredible. Like it feels like the cartoon manifested in these comics, especially with the way this last few issues have been wrapping up towards. So I got to go back and fill in some issues. I'm kind of off and behind on some Ghost Machine stuff, which I do enjoy. I really liked Rook. I think Redcoat's solid. Geiger's been solid. I just got to catch up on some stuff. There's been a ton of stuff in between there that I have not read everything on. Rockefellers is one of them. People tell me good things. Mark Miller turns out another Nemesis. Haven't read it yet, but I heard it's great. Always good stuff from Mark Miller. So I read all this stuff that turns out to be indie stuff because most Marvel DC I'd have no faith in. Like the Absolute Universe has taken off. It's been bonkers. But I feel like it's the same old thing, man. Like 10 years from now, this stuff is so overpriced. It'll be $30, man. We've been there, we've done that. It's fine. It's kind of cool. I'll grab maybe a cheap trade paperback or something to make sure I've caught up on the story or read it again and kind of get a better feel for it. I think it's interesting to have different takes on things, but it's not my main thing, man. I'm not going to get out there like that. Jeremy Adams is still very solid. So anything he's been working on, obviously mostly Green Lantern. His Flash was solid. Josh Williamson's fine. He does some of the Energon stuff as well. I don't really read much of his DC stuff, but I'll read it whenever it gets to cheap trades or I'll catch up at some point. So I don't know. Sketch arts cards. Yeah, how do you make money on those though, man? That seems like a tough card. That seems like a tough thing. Oh man, Mike, I'm so happy you're here, brother. Listen, I'm finally going to do this. Mike, if you're listening, let me tell you how to figure out. I don't know how we're going to do this. So if I do WhatNot, I may do it over there. But if not, touch base because I have 4 boxes. I have 2 decent sized retail boxes and 2 like hanger boxes of some old baseball cards. I think they're from 2019 or 2021. Anyway, I'm going to bust them all open. So I don't know if we're going to do WhatNot yet or not. I may do it over there, but if not, well, I'll hit you up and we'll do that. And if you joining me, I'll make sure you get all the Cubs cards that I can spare. I don't know how to work. I'll sell the packs or something like that. So sell them to card dealers. Oh, so you pick them up and sell them to the card dealers. Okay, very cool. Yeah, I mean, sketch cards are always going to be solid. They always do well. It's just hard to get them at enough margin that you can flip them. But if you're able to figure that equation out, that's fantastic, man. I've had good luck. I've sold almost all my. I should show you because I have a. Man, where did it go? Let me see if I have it because I have a sketch card. I'd love to hear you guys about that. AC's catching up. Dan Catch Ghost Rider's great. Yeah, that 90s run, those first 25 to 28 issues, 2 years of greatness, man. 2 years of greatness. So my biggest sells are big names, my limited stuff. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, man. You're my baseball dude, and I'm happy for you and your Cubbies, man. Good on you, man. Hang on one second. I want to show this. These were some of the cards I had pulled aside to do my first WhatNot stream. And in the back, I'd found I still had this. So there is a Frankenstein art box set. It's like based on the first movie. And they had these great film cards in there, one to a box, all this kind of stuff. So I'm like 90% sure that I got this out of that box, but I feel like this is like one of these proof cards or something, but I've never been able to price it. So I don't know what to do. But yeah, just kind of check that out. It's titled Evil Frankenstein. It's like a sketch card, but it's not really a card. It's like it bleeds through. It's almost like an acetate or something. But I don't know where else I would have got it from if it wasn't from that box. Anyway, I've never been able to price it. Still have it. Forgot I had it. Because I sold all of the glow in the darks. I sold the whole sets. I might have a Bernie Wrightson set, but I don't have the art box Frankenstein set. But that's a great set. Those are nice cards. They're expensive now because there's only so many. But Dynamite puts them out. You pay 10, you sell them for 50. Well, that's great stuff. That's good money. That's good money. Yeah, I know, man. There's some cool stuff. So the thing I saw recently, which makes total sense to me from somebody that loves to go to shows, if you go to big shows, there's tons of deals to be had. You can go to, 50 cents to $1 Ben's. They do this with cards, and especially the card shows. You go to like a big card show like the National, people are throwing like $10 cards in the $1 bin. They're literally liquefying, and you can take all that and flip it. That's fine, but I don't want to deal with a card show. So I don't really quite have a great solution yet on sourcing new stuff to sell. And I also don't want to put my money into stuff that doesn't sell. So I'm going to start with all the stuff I have. I have, even with all the stuff I've already gotten rid of, I probably have 20 binders and at least one more box of just cards. So tons of that kind of stuff. And I don't know that I have any big dollar stuff that will sell, but I have no problem moving. So I have there's like a whole bunch of like these Keyshawn Johnson cards I have. So some of these I'll just put on eBay and run them at $5. Like this one's like 15 out of 19. So they'll sell. They sell. Anytime I put them on eBay, they run. So I have a whole box of these kind of cards where they're just like low print numbered cards. Just got a whole bunch of those. So that kind of stuff will run. And then I have like random celebrity and pop culture cards. These are proof cards. This is Don Ross Americana. So they're numbered to like 100. Some of these proof cards numbered to 100. So even if you get a couple bucks, but if I can liquefy all of that to turn that into something else, that's kind of my strategy. So yeah, I know. It's the dollar bin stuff. I don't understand. So they have so much overstock at this one store I've been to that they just have them underneath. They don't have a dollar bin. Like they don't have a cheap bin anymore. Like I don't understand why they're holding on to so much stuff. I go to flea markets and stuff. No one has anything boarded. Sometimes they don't have it bagged or boarded. So it's almost like a waste of my time. My wife just kind of like squeezes my arm, like, don't just let it go. And I'm like, why? Why bother? Why just let people tear it up? Because they're just going to be flipping through and you're just making it in worse condition. So yeah. The Colix app. Okay. I have no problem getting comps. Comps are fine to find. It's just it's about it's just the hassle of figuring out what the best way to do it. So make sure your own portfolio. Oh, okay. They make them more. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So I'm excited about it. Something that's going to come up. So yeah, folks. Anyway, that was a good catch up. Just want to catch up with folks. Probably make some clips out of that to catch up on like Life of Chuck, Naked Gun, maybe some of the WhatNot talk. I don't know. We'll see. Kind of cut it up. Look out for that Chuck Norris Invasion USA conversation. That'll be tomorrow, Tuesday, and Talk Hard tomorrow. So our next few weeks are more comedies. We got Smoking the Bandit, Super Troopers, Weird Science. Having some fun, having some shenanigans. September shenanigans, I think is what we called it. September shenanigans, and then doing my Friday Popcast with my daughter. It'll be kind of fun to have Tay-Tay in the house. So yeah, my oldest daughter will be back. She's been on with me a couple times, but she has never been on for like this this long. So, but yeah, that's where we're going. That's what I'll be working on. And for all of you out there, man, thank you for all your support. All you members that said hey and your support out there. Many of you have been members on and off for years, if not some of you people like Cannoli, Anime Night. You guys will move forever, man. It's crazy. Can't believe I've been doing this for this long. So, well, as it is tradition around here, make sure you chill, have time, take care. I'm Pops. Bob Ross, you'll never see me tripping.